India, people use the balconies in innovative ways. From a place to romanticize life with a cup of tea or coffee to dumping all their delivery boxes. Some even take a step further and merge it to increase the living area. This case study is to understand how people interact with the balcony areas, to understand their discomfort and their experiences, and then assist them to bridge the gap between the current balcony and the ultimate balcony experience. Based on which plan of action was made. The first step was to empathize with the users via interviews, to understand the balcony area and how they interacted with the space. The next step was to define the problems. Based on the interviews, the problematic areas were marked and root problems were to look for. After this was the ideation stage. In this stage, with the help of Crazy 8 technique, solutions were to be generated. The next step was prototyping stage. Out of all the solutions generated, the top 3 solutions were selected for the prototype stage, and these prototypes were taken ahead to the users to test them. During the testing stage, insights and feedbacks were to be collected from the users and further iterations were to be done. To start with the empathize stage, I started noting down a few touch points. These touch points were further turned into questions for the interview stage. This was the first time I was conducting interviews. The interview started with a few icebreaker questions and later on led to the balcony discussions. Based on these interviews, user personas were generated. The next step was to define user problems. Based on all the interviews, the most common problems faced by all users were dust, privacy, mosquitoes, and rain or water leakage. Some of the problems mentioned by the users were very surface level. For example, one of the users was bothered by the dirty bamboo curtains in the balcony area. The curtains were dirty due to the increasing dust level because of constant vehicle movements due to area commercialization. In this way, the root problems were to be identified for all the problems. After identifying all the root problems, it was time to sit down and finally think about solutions with the help of Crazy 8 technique. That is, each problem was to be given 8 minutes, and in these 8 minutes, 8 solutions were to be generated. The top 3 solutions were: number 1, an exhaust fan that pushes hot air further away from the AC unit. Number 2, a light source that can provide light as well as repel insects at the same time. Number 3, foldable blinds that can give privacy in the balcony area as well as keep the insects away. The final prototype was inspired by the insect light, which would provide a source of light in the balcony area, create an ambience, and at the same time not kill insects. After showcasing the prototype to the users, feedbacks were collected and iterations were made. The key learnings and takeaways from this project were: number 1, how to conduct a user interview, how to keep the conversation going, keep personal biases aside, at the same time empathize with the users. Not to think of instant solutions during the interview process. Think about solutions that would be applicable to a larger group instead of a single person in a particular circumstance. Also, testing a product before launch gives instant feedback and lowers the risk before launching it in the market. This was my project to understand the design thinking process. The link to the final case study is attached in the description. Thank you.